Lightweight Chit Chat, episode 2, or interview 2, should we say. I'm here with a fellow British strongest man, underrated competitor, Finlay Mercer, who is long list of things we can get into with Finlay, actually. So we've got an OSG competitor, 8th strongest man. Oh, 9th strongest man, is that?
That's you.
Sorry, mate, I didn't do that intentionally. My bad. Scotland's 4th strongest man, and proved on the weekend or the other weekend that he's one of the top deadlifters in Britain, and definitely someone to watch out for, probably on that deadlift record along the way. So, what I'll do, Finlay, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're all well. Hope you're loving life. Whereabouts are you in Scotland?
In Shetlands. So it's like an island right off the top.
Oh, the Shetlands, right the way up the top.
Takes me like a day just to get onto the mainland. So.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Okay, so that leads us on a little bit to basically just wanted to know like where you live, how old you are, where you train, if you're coached by anyone. If you can hear someone screaming in the background, don't worry, it's just someone.
Well, same with me. Like my little brothers have discovered like music, so if I hear another Imagine Dragons song outside my room, then I'm gonna go insane.
That's cool. Basically just you're how old are you, Finlay?
22.
22, another young one. So I had Kyle on last week. I think he said he was 22. Maybe he might just turn 23 or something. Young ones are going to be a problem for us oldies in the future, mate. It's going to be an issue. So whereabouts do you train, and are you coached by anybody at the minute?
Yeah, so there's a really great kind of like rustic old style gym in Shetland, Galloway Weight Training Club. They've got pretty much everything. It's 24 hours, and I have a habit of having like 5-hour sessions. It's really bad. Need to fix that. But they've got all the equipment you need, and they're really supportive and help me out a lot. And actually sponsored me to come down to this competition and a few others. So yeah, they're great.
They like help out with the like travel expenses and things like
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant, man. Like, it's probably one of the biggest things is like definitely a lightweight strongman. It's a little bit less backing, I think, than what the big guys get. I think some people don't actually understand like how much it can cost sometimes to do the competitions. Like I mentioned, you did OSG, was it last year?
Yeah.
I won't delve into your wallet or anything like that, but I can't imagine it was a cheap trip.
No, it was good fun though. It was worth it,
Definitely an experience worth doing, isn't it? Okay, then brilliant. So what was the gym you said you were at? So it's a weightlifting club that you train from?
Yeah, Galloway Weight Training Club.
Galloway Weight Training Club. Okay, so is it mostly like weightlifting they do there, or is it predominantly?
Like stuff. It's got like a bit of knit and grit. Kind of reminds me of like maybe what like Arnie would train in, So I kind of like gyms that've got like a bit of character to them and stuff. Yeah, but it's got everything. It's really good and really lucky to actually have that. Because without it, then I wouldn't be doing Strongman for sure.
Yeah, so. Perfect. Well, I think I remember seeing your OSG videos from last year. It looked like you were in like a basement doing sandbags to shoulders and stuff.
Oh well, yeah, downstairs. That's real dungeon like.
That's a bit big, isn't that? That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember looking, thinking, who's this long-haired maniac like running around like a lunatic in this basement?
Yeah.
And then off you go to world. So fair enough to you, mate. Well done for that. All right then. So tell us a little bit. I mean, I know you told me a little bit about like the records that you set in powerlifting, but there's so many that I'll just let you sort of take over on that. So yeah, tell us a little bit about like your background in powerlifting. Like, how long were you doing it? What sort of heights did you get to? I know you mentioned that you set a bunch of records, so tell the folks.
Yeah. So I started off doing athletics, and then we had like a few weight training sessions for that, and it was just much nicer than athletics. And my coach said, pretty much. I was taking creatine, and he was like, "No athlete of mine is gonna take creatine," and I'm like, "All right, bro, I'm off to the gym." I know, right? He said it would make me fast over short distances, but I'm a sprinter, so sabotage, So I was around 15, and then I just started going to the gym, hitting 5x5 bench every single day, skipping leg day, all that good stuff. Yeah. And then I just saw a record. I think it was like around 110 at the time in my weight class and age class. And I was like, I'm just going to try and go for that. So I just had 2.5 kilos on whenever I could to the 5x5. The gains when you start off are just crazy. So, if anybody's thinking of,
You're like, yeah,
Then
when
it,
you're young, the gains are great. You're still only 22, couldn't you? Like, you've still got all these gains to come
I
back.
don't know, like when it's a bit of like a rainy day, then my joints creak a bit, I think. So, I'm feeling a bit old, but
I'm
maybe it's just
famous.
close to the
I'm
last
famous
cup.
for my glass knees and shit elbows and stuff. So
Yeah. It's just a strongman thing, really.
I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, like, I have to come up. I have to come up some stairs to get to the office. And some guys training in there. I just walk down to get a drink before I come on. I was
Uh,
hobbling down. They're like, "What are you?" Like the
you're gonna need
second.
like a stairmaster or something, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like a stair lift or something would be lovely. Eyeing up a
Yeah.
few bungalows. Actually, I'm moving next month. We never know. We
Good,
never know.
good
All right, so
thinking.
yeah, so some of the records that you set in powerlifting. So what weight classes did you used to compete in powerlifting?
Yeah, so I started off in the under 66, and then I think one of my first competitions was Scottish juniors. I think that's been like my best competition to date, out of like even including strongman. Everything just well, I missed a lot of lifts, but the numbers were good. I hit a 200 squat, 133 bench, and a 245.5 deadlift. It was sumo though, so sorry, strongman community. Um,
I'm just going
yeah,
to change that up. So
yeah. Um, so yeah, that was just a fantastic comp. I think I was like 17 at the time. Um, and then yeah, I just kept working from there, and then did a under 74 comp maybe like 2 years ago, and hit a 250 squat, 165 bench, and 265 deadlift. But yeah, I only hit I missed my first two lifts on that, and then hit the last lift. It was a dicey one, but it was exciting.
Yo, man, that's some big numbers. What was it? 73 kilos, you said?
Under 74, yeah.
74s, yeah. So, wow, man, that's some big numbers. That's same day weigh-ins as well for powerlifting, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 hours.
We get the luxuries of 24. So it kind of brings me over a little bit onto like the transfer, like coming over from powerlifting to strongman. Obviously, the first little thing we just mentioned there is obviously a 24-hour weigh-in,
Hmm.
like getting into weigh in the day before. Like, obviously, that's a massive advantage as an athlete. Giving you time to rehydrate, get food in, sort of get carved up and ready to go for the next day. Do you feel like you notice the difference when you're doing the 24-hour weigh-in?
I think at the moment it's just a disadvantage to me, but I think it's
Okay.
like I'm gonna take every advantage of it when I'm like over 80 kilos to
Okay.
weight
So
cut and stuff.
what are you weighing at the minute then? What did you weigh in for Brits the other week?
Uh, I was under 80 in my clothes and stuff. Um,
Oh, wow. Okay. No
but I
sweat.
mean, yeah, but I could have been eating better through the prep and stuff. Like I, it's not like an excuse saying like, oh, I was lighter, so
Yeah.
it was harder for me. Like I, I try really hard in training and I put a lot of effort in there, but other aspects of life, then I'm not doing as well as the other guys. Like the other guys have got their nutrition dialed in, their sleep dialed in, and I do fall behind there.
Mhm.
So yeah, props to people that can, get up
Well,
to that weight, train at that weight, and then cut that weight. Because when I can do that, I'm gonna do that for sure.
yeah, so I'm eyeing up doing some bigger drops for next year, or maybe looking into doing some more cuts and stuff. But you still got
What
you
kind of
told
weight
me.
do you sit at?
So generally, I don't really go above like 82.
Hmm.
Before Brits the other week was probably the biggest I've been in a long time. I was about 85.
Oh yeah,
Had to do quite a big cut for that one, but I didn't go anywhere near like water cut, just to cut my carbs out a little bit, a few weeks
yeah.
out.
Did you
Um,
feel the difference? I guess you
um,
had your knee, so it's kind of hard to tell if.
yeah, I mean, I think it's tough to tell because it's quite a quick turnaround from Ireland as well, from where we did the UKNS finals.
Mm,
Being quite an old boy, it takes a little bit of time to sort of refresh for the next one. So going straight into that next prep, I didn't really get a chance to like work out any niggles that I picked up in Ireland or in the prep before that. So it
hmm.
can get quite difficult. But like I say, you've got youth on your side, mate. So you've got plenty of time to pick up experience and like learn about the weight cuts and stuff. But it's interesting to say it's a disadvantage at the minute. So do you say it's just because you've not got that extra size, or you're just used to doing the same day
Yeah,
event?
yeah. Well, I would be ready to compete on the same day. Whereas like some guys coming in looking like
Oh,
ghouls.
bonkers. When you see the guys' stories like after weigh-ins and they're just like, yeah, I'm at like 90 kilos again,
Yeah,
like the day of the
I know.
competition. I'm like,
And
oh,
then
okay,
in
cool.
OSG was a 48-hour weigh-in. So it was just like even more. Yeah, there was like a hurricane and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
know that. Okay.
yeah. So CJ Kraus was just like, yeah, I'm sitting about like 90 kilos and stuff. I'm like, bro, like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
And I couldn't even get over 80.
Yeah.
Man, okay then. So why the change from powerlifting to strongman? What made you? What was like the main thing that made you want to do the change?
Yeah, so there were just some lads in the gym doing the online qualifier. Uh and then I was like, I'm gonna focus on powerlifting. And then I don't know if it was the last week, but I was like, fuck it. Sorry, I'm swearing, but
No, you crack on, mate,
add
you're
the
right.
bleeps in or something. Um I gave it a go, and then, I saw the numbers, and I was like, "I'm getting my ass kicked." So I just tried, like, over and over and over. Like, I think there was one day, like, I attempted, like, at least 20 times. I've got,
Oh,
like,
we've all
a
been there. We've all been there
yeah.
feeling man. Like I've been in here trying to do a sandbag for about an hour and a half, I think, one day.
Oh my god, it was crazy. Like, with the sandbag, actually, then I had, like, really great group of mates and stuff that stayed by me and were, like, motivating me every single time. Like, I guess you saw me at Brits, I was just having to go to the point where I'm almost at tears and hype, and I'm, like,
Yeah,
hyping
yeah,
myself
yeah.
up. And I would just fail the sandbag, and then everyone was like, "Bro, I think you're not gonna get it. Like, it's time to go home." And I was like, "Fuck it, let's go." And then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, yes."
So is that
Um,
last rep it either goes really well or you like break your leg or something like that?
yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh, awesome.
but, yeah, so just did the online qualifier, and, Flash didn't know it at the time, but he was coaching me up to OSG because I was just mirroring one of the other boys, in Shetland that was going there. And then after OSG, then, yeah, Flash has started coaching me, and, yeah, that's
So
really good.
Flash is part of the MFC system, isn't it?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're a quality bunch of guys up there. They
yeah,
know their
they
stuff.
are.
Okay, then so you just got goaded in by guys at the gym. Then they're just like, right, I think
Yeah, peer pressure, man.
be involved with it. To be honest, that's half the gym in here. They used to be Olympic weightlifters. It's just me going, come
Yeah.
on,
I
try
bet
it.
that transfer is so good, actually. Like, Olympic
100%.
weightlifting to strongman is like getting that split jerk down and stuff, and I bet even,
Yeah,
like, the loads and stuff, they'd be really good.
I
Yeah.
personally think like the coordination, triple extension, and obviously, yeah, the overhead work, like push press, the jerks, split jerks,
Mhm.
things like that. Like it all transfers over so well. Like the athleticism of it, the athleticism of it, like transfers over to so many movements, like stone extensions, log
Yeah.
clean, like log presses, log axle cleans, axle
They'll just be,
presses.
like, intuitive to them, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So like that's sort of was going to bring me on. I wanted to chat a little bit about your performance at Brits in a minute, and like where like sort of what you're noticing the biggest difference or like what the biggest challenges for you as like a power lifter, a sumo lifter. Um, what's like the biggest difference or like biggest difficulty you're coming across like transferring over to strongman?
Um, okay, so number 1 would probably be, I don't really regulate my adrenaline at all. Um, I
Yeah, we
always go
noticed,
in.
mate. I
Yeah,
think you've been called a Tasmanian devil by about two
yeah,
or three different people now.
but, like, I also don't even feel like I'm that, like, um, hyped up or crazy, like, at the time, but then looking back at the videos and stuff, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I see it," because 'cause I'm just, like, falling
Brilliant
all
and
over the
falling
place and stuff.
over and but
Yeah.
yeah, and like your raw strength is obviously there. Like your powerlifting and stuff like speaks for itself. Like some of the numbers you've hit, records you've got, like kind of speak for himself. Like I think with you, like or like with most powerlifters that I coach as well, coming over to strongman, like the biggest thing I notice is just like getting used to the movement and the timing of everything. Because I think with powerlifting being so statically all like orientated, sometimes I think the coordination and like say for instance like a bag throw and things like that, like things are a little bit more athletic. Not that you can't do them, it's just that you're not used to doing things like that. Like
Mhm.
you're not doing triple extensions every day.
Yeah.
You're not
Your
doing
muscles
clean.
are, like, conditioned through, like, a really kinda short range. But in,
Yeah,
like, strongman, you need to be able to activate the muscles, like, throughout the whole movement and stuff, and
yeah. This is it.
yeah, I 'cause I've been feeling like with the deadlift, when I, like, look back and see my deadlift, that feels, like, really clean, although it didn't feel clean on the day, but,
It doesn't have to be for strongman, mate. Don't worry. As long as you get it
yeah.
done. You want clean dead, but my deadlifts are awful, mate. You want to see mine?
Well,
Oh,
no, like, that's, don't hate the player, hate the game, you know? I don't know if you saw the comments on, like, my deadlift video, but then everyone's just like, "Oh, your hands aren't around the bar and stuff." It's just like,
it
it's the
happens.
rules, you know? Yeah, it's fine.
Do you know
Like,
what, Finley? You know you've made it big time when you've got the haters coming out of the woodwork, mate.
oh,
So
love it. It's so
take
good.
it, That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we can't sort of not talk about like your deadlift performance at Brits. Yeah, like so you joined first, when you?
Yeah, with sorry, Tim slash Joe.
Tim or Joe. I call
Yeah,
them both. Like when I see
Tim
him, I'm
Joe.
like, Tim Joe,
Yeah,
you all right, mate? Like,
yeah,
but yeah, so was it 9 reps on 255 axle?
yeah.
Insane for me.
Uh,
22 years old, like that's this.
Thank you.
I think a lot of the under 80s across the world probably run. Excuse me, who's this guy? What's he just done? So yeah, definitely a name to watch in the future on the deadlift, especially. But like for me as well, was watching you do, knowing that you're a powerlifter, watching you do like the moving events and things like your yoke. Like your
Yeah,
yoke run was amazing. Like 300 kilo yoke is no joke. Right?
I was really surprised actually. Like, because
Yeah,
I just picked it up and then it went. I was like, oh, like I did not expect this. So that was
yeah.
like a
Like,
really nice surprise.
you've
Um,
clearly got like you say, where you used to do athletics and things like that. Like you've obviously got an athletic background, and I think it's going to be interesting watching you even just over the next 12 months, like next year at Brits, like just to see the difference. Like your log press, like I commented on when we did a review with Hannah, like your log press looked really solid when you got the right line. Like when the log just hit the right line, it just boom, just pinged up. But I think the rep before that, you were probably a little bit off line, just a little bit
mhm.
off center with the log, and it didn't quite make it up there. It's like the
Yeah,
strength's there. I think it's just for you developing that coordination and the timing and just getting the reps in, really, isn't it? It's no different like
yeah,
lifting. Like you can't just come out and expect to be great on something. You've got to get those reps in, get those reps in,
mhm.
get those reps in, to get the groove,
Yeah.
find the rhythm. So
It's like the number of variables in strongman. There's just so many, and then I think when your adrenaline does kick in, then you do revert to maybe what feels more natural at the time. So
yeah,
I've been telling
100%.
myself like, get that head back. But then I guess on the first log attempt, I just didn't do it as much. Like I have my head back, but then I still have like my chin tucked, and then like it's just shit.
Yeah,
Um, but once
that's
I can, I don't know, dial down the hype a little bit.
mm-hmm.
That's what everyone's
Keep
telling
the
me.
hype,
So
dude. Keep the hype. We love the
yeah.
hype. We love the hype. What will come with more time doing the reps? Like I think like Josh Lancaster talks about it a lot. He's my coach, and it's just getting those 10,000 reps or 10,000 hours. Like
Mhm.
it's that 10,000 hours that gets you to perfection. It's that point where you're not thinking about doing the technique even at a heavy weight. You're just doing it.
Yeah.
Like I say, like where you don't have to tell yourself to get your head back. Like probably this time next year, you won't have to tell yourself that. You can just focus on all that
Mhm.
effort going into the drive rather than worrying about, oh, is my head right? Is this here hesitating?
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I've no doubt you're strong as fuck, to be honest, mate. Like, I have no doubt that you're going to nail things in. And like you say, you're spending 5 hours a day in the gym and stuff. So let's hope you're getting the reps in.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's not a powerlifter's 5 hours, mate, sitting around
It
watching.
it it, it
No.
totally is. And
Just munching them Sour
yeah,
Patch Kids.
yeah, just chatting shit all the time.
That's what it's for,
But
man.
that's yeah, totally. I'm enjoying the process. So that's
Good.
what it's all about.
So, so yeah, just last little bit on Brits then. So, obviously we touched on your best event, probably the deadlift. Would you say what would you say would be your worst event that you take away from that day?
Husafel for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I trained without a grip shirt, and then I don't know why I put it on. Like I just wasn't thinking at all. And then like I pick it up, and then I'm throwing the bag up, and I'm just jumping with it. Like it's not even sliding up my body at all. Uh, and then yeah, I just walk with it, and you know, I just
Thinking, oh my
fall.
god, I wish you'd pick this
Yeah,
thing up again. Yeah, that is
yeah,
pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. But interesting, you don't wear a grip shirt. Like I'm a big fan of a grip shirt on my front carries and stuff.
yeah. I think it's just like I just couldn't throw it high enough, and then
Just whatever you used to, I guess, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, after the deadlifts, I just felt so ill. Like I was just on the edge of spewing pretty much the entire day after that. And the only time that would go is when an event was getting close and I was hyping myself up again, like getting that adrenaline again.
Mm.
After the event, I just feel so sick. So
After
I
a
don't
good
think I did.
workout.
Yeah, didn't do anything to warm up for the Husafell. Um,
Now, to be
that
fair, I think between events, like obviously I was warming up and like taking care of myself and stuff and whatever, but I think every time I looked over at you, you were like either huddled up in a ball in the corner, like asleep. I was like, at one point, I think me and Shane Jaman were like, "Is he dead? What's he doing?"
I was.
So
Yeah.
it was good to see you getting out there again and being able to get yourself hyped up again. But I'm a massive opponent of the hype, Finley. Okay, so don't lose
Okay.
that. Just
Yeah.
draw the
I
reps,
don't.
mate.
Yeah. It'll always be there. Like I'll
Yeah,
always go in thinking, right, I need to be composed, but then it just all goes out the window. I can't help it.
yeah.
Just as soon as I'm about to step on the platform, I'm like, let's fucking go.
Let's turn it up. Let's go. Come on. It doesn't help that
Yeah.
like Luke always has a speaker playing like some nice, decent metal in the background.
Yeah. He needs to play like some,
Yeah,
I don't know, country or something. But that man makes
yeah.
me
Let's
mad. So
cool us down a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Get a bit of R&B.
questionable. I think it might be some stuff thrown around
I'm
the
a
place.
sumo lifter.
So obviously OSG, we've got to talk about that. Okay, so was OSG your first competition, your first strongman comp then?
It was like the first one outside Shetland. So the other ones I just like turned up to in Shetland just for like fun. And then yeah,
Like,
OSG.
was that for like a little bit of practice knowing that you were doing OSG, or are they just ones that you sort of done?
Yeah, just ones that I did. Yeah. I didn't know OSG was gonna be a thing. That just turned up pretty fast. But that was like really awesome. I was just like sitting down, getting like my shoes on, and then I realized Tommy Lavelle was sitting next to me. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? So I got a photo with him, and he took his top off. I took my top off. He put his hand on my belly, and then I put my finger in his belly button, and then I think that like yeah, that
No, that's
that's the
cool.
rite of passage, really.
This is it. This is it. I mean, I think that's probably one of the best things about strongman is like I coach a lot of people that have never done a comp and they're coming into a comp and they're really worried about like being a really testosterone filled environment and everyone's gonna like but everyone's so friendly. Everyone just wants to help each other out however they can. Like I think I saw your girlfriend walking around with a bunch of strongmen in her
No,
arm.
no, bro, no, no. Everyone's saying that is my sister.
Oh,
I
sorry,
know.
dude. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
I was like,
Oh,
Finley's
so
very
many.
secure, letting her pick up all these strongmen. Fair play.
Yeah,
But okay,
cucked.
that's a sister. Okay, all right
Yeah.
then. All right, so yeah, touching on OSG. So whereabouts did you finish in the end of it all then?
Uh, Came 21st. I got fourth in the deadlift.
Yeah,
So that felt
nice.
good. Yeah,
Is that
that was
the is
9
that the
reps
year
as
they did?
well.
Was that the year they did the ladder, or was it just the straight axle? Was it?
That was the axle, 250 for reps. So that was cool. And then
Fourth best deadlifter in the world, then, really?
yeah, there were maybe like 10 people that came fourth, but it was still
Dude, claim it,
yeah, fourth best.
claim it, claim it.
Um,
22 best deadlifter, well, fourth best deadlifter on the planet. I'll take that.
um, and then sandbag to shoulder. I threw the first sandbag right over my shoulder, and then I got to the second sandbag, like one motion it did this. I threw the third sandbag over my shoulder as well. I genuinely think I could have finished that run, but you know, that is because I didn't like compose myself, and I didn't chalk up my t-shirt like I should have. So there's always so much hindsight after a competition,
Oh yeah,
but I
the
think
drive the drive home is horrible after a comp, isn't it?
yeah,
Like just like 4 or 5 hour drive
yeah,
home. Like, oh, I'm useless.
yeah,
I'm stupid. Why did I do that?
yeah. But I genuinely think if you take responsibility for that, then that is where the most growth happens for sure. And it
Yeah,
also means, when you perform well at the next competition, it's just that much sweeter.
yeah, 100%. I think you see that with like top athletes, like across the board, is they're just never satisfied. Like Michael Jordan scoring like 60 points in a game, probably like going home being like, oh, I fucking dropped a ball once or something, and like that
Yeah.
being the one thing that sticks in his head. Like I think it's that kind of like mindset that does make you want to do that next comp, and it makes you go, right now I need to sort this out, and it makes you go and do that event twice a week during training rather
Mm-hmm.
than just not bothering with it anymore. So I think it's that kind of almost like half mentality on yourself that sort of gets you through as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good that you got that, mate. It's sometimes a
Yeah.
little bit in the days afterwards, but it does serve
Yeah.
you in the long run, I believe. So
Yeah. I think like anybody at Brits and stuff they're probably gonna have like that kind of attitude because it does take that in order to get to that level. And then also going back earlier, you were saying about like the kind of atmosphere and stuff like that is like the best thing about going and competing in the strongman community. Like you can't help but get really like hyped seeing anybody lift, like anybody you know, hit a PB or like achieve something. It just, you know, it makes you so hyped.
Especially for you, like being like A, so young, and B, like so new to like the world of strongman, like being able to be at like Brits and obviously seeing like the guys that were like the Chaos Classic, like but seeing like John Hack for you
Yeah.
was like wow, fucking hell, John Hack's here, and like you almost like think, well, I'm now at that level sort of thing. I'm like when you see the guys like Tommy Lavelle and things like that, and like you're competing on the same stage as them. It like I know I can see your face going, no, I'm not. But like the reality is, you're at the same competitions at that as they are. You know, you're doing the same, you're lifting on the same kit as they are. Like you're at that
Yeah.
level. So it is massive to be in that around that sort of support. And I think like OSG, you get guys like Mark Felix, like Big Z and stuff there. Like
Yeah.
so, like,
Yeah.
just soak it in. That's it. It's like, especially as a new
Yeah.
athlete, like, to be able to be at that level so quick, like, soak it in, dude. Like, make the most of it.
It's really surreal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
back. All right, then, sweet. So, something that like, I always like asking like a new athlete is like, what's one event that maybe you haven't done at a comp or that you haven't had a chance to get your hands on, or something that you really want to have a go at? Like, what's one event you want to try as a strongman athlete?
Um. Well, I'm looking forward to the deadlift ladder that's coming up at Euros.
What's the weights on that?
It goes 220, 240, 260, 280. So
Oh, it's a bit of a
the
baby ladder. The UKNS one we've got, the
it's
world
heavier, isn't it?
is
Yeah.
230, 50, 70, 90. Well, Finlay.
Wow.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, I'd step up my game, I guess. Um,
So deadlift ladder, yeah. Sorry,
but
mate.
yeah, no. It's so the weights are pretty light, which I think gives an opportunity to uh I
Go
think
full Finlay on it.
yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
whether I'm able to like double overhand the no, not double overhand, grip the fucking
That's good.
last bar without straps.
Yeah,
Um,
actually thinking about that now, like with your powerlifting background, you're probably thinking about that. Probably one of my favourites actually to win that ladder, actually, because you're not going to need to use straps at all, are you? Let's
oh,
face it.
thank you though. I tried yesterday and I thought that was the case. You know, I won't reveal too much. Well, no, I got the first three, and then I had to use straps for the last one. But
Yeah. I think a lot of the guys will be doing that same sort of thing, like a
yeah,
quick three without straps
but
and
like I
then
know I should use straps on the last one now. Like that's what I have learned yesterday. But am I gonna use straps on the last one? Probably not. You know,
I love it,
like
Finlay. I love it, mate.
yeah. So
Just go full
no,
Finlay, mate, and you'll get through it, mate. I
full
like that.
Finlay. Yeah.
Full Finlay on
Okay.
it. We'll
Yeah,
make
I
it a
might
thing.
try hook grip it. We'll see.
Maniac. I think I tried hook gripping like 150 once and was like,
Your
nah,
thumbs died. They were
no,
like
I'm not
gone.
doing that. It was a
Yeah.
deadlift bar as well. I'm not doing that. All
Yeah.
right. So just quickly then, just let us know like what comps you've got coming up over like the next 6 to 12 months, and what goals you've sort of got in the long run for your strongman career then.
Yeah, so next comp is Euros. Uh so that's 9 days away, jeez.
It's not long
Um
now, is it? Yeah.
no.
Ooh.
Uh and then after that I'm just excited to build. I don't think I'm gonna try to go for Worlds this year. I
No.
think I'm not like trying to be self deprecating. I think I got very lucky getting to Worlds last year.
Sometimes it
Uh
is just a run of the events. Like if you get a good couple of events, then boom, you can be top of the table. You get next year you get some bad events, and then boom, you're right down the bottom. So,
yeah.
but yeah, nothing to take away. Like you're in, mate. You're
Mhm.
obviously at a high level. So, all right then. So mainly just like Euros, and then what, like a nice little off season, getting a bit more into the strongman thing.
Yeah, just like really dialing in, like getting back to split jerk and stuff. And just getting stronger and better, and just becoming a more well-rounded athlete. Um,
Okay.
yeah. How
That's
about
good,
you?
man.
What
That's
would
good.
your event be if you were
One event that
choosing
I
one?
want to try.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've got it coming up at Worlds actually in September. Natty Worlds. We're doing Fingal's Finger as the last event.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we've got
How are
Fingal's
you
Finger. I don't know what the weights are or anything like that, but I know Steve's gone pretty heavy. Well, Steve's doing it, so they're going to be pretty heavy, I think. So, yeah,
Well,
looking forward.
deadlift ladder's heavy, so yeah.
Yeah, the heavy deadlift ladder. The one event that I've always wanted to stay away from in strongman is fucking axle for reps. It's like world's strongest man squats, and it's the first event.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Like, does it feel a lot different?
I
Like
think
the center of mass, or
with the axle, if you get any kind of rotation with the plates, like especially with the wheels, like you can feel it trying to like roll off of you a little bit.
oh, is it fixed? The
Yeah, so it'd be like the fixed
oh,
wheels.
okay, yeah,
Um, And I realised as well, I've got 2 plates in my right knee, from old rugby injury. But I've noticed that I didn't realise, but I was squatting like this all the time on my left side. So every time I was hitting the pads, I was going
You'd
boom,
like, yeah.
boom. And yeah, I just don't really get on with squats very well. Every time I try and peak in my knee, like kind of goes, no,
Get
thank
leg
you.
day kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, excuse me. I'd like to say I'm very tall, but yeah, anytime I get anywhere near like a max squat, like peak up towards it, my knee just like blows up with fluid, and I just don't get on with it. So,
All right.
yeah, but yeah, looking forward to fingers finger. Not looking forward to the squat. We'll put it that way. But damage limitation on the first
There's
event.
there's always going to be an event that's, not so hot.
That's gonna suck, dick. We'll put it that way. Right then, Finley. Well, we'll wrap it up there, mate. Like, it's been really, really good to chat with you. Like, I personally haven't met you at all since Brits the other week. Thought you were fucking awesome as an athlete. I know myself, Danny, and I think as Rich Molnar as well. We're all put on our Instagram that we're like blown away with your like intensity at comps, mate. So don't ever lose that.
Well,
You'll go a long way with that one, mate. So yeah, it was great to meet you. It was really good to have a chat with you today. So get to
yeah.
know you. And I hope to, well, best of luck at Europe's.
Thank you.
See you at comps soon enough, mate. Okay.
Yeah, and good luck with Natty Worlds.
Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
Great
dude.
speaking to you.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Well, peace out, brother. I'll see you hopefully soon.